industry is a world filled with creativity, passion, and innovation, but beneath the surface lies a complex system driven by capitalism. Today, we'll explore how this capitalistic framework shapes the music we love, often at a cost. Hi, my name is Jaden. I make videos on culture, media, and kind of like whatever is going on in the world that I feel like yapping about. And today it is the music industry and capitalism. Yay! So, I've seen a lot of talk recently about like how capitalism is affecting the music industry. I've seen a lot of people talking about how they see like so many reiterations of different albums being sold and like how it's affecting people and how the music industry just seems really greedy. So I just kind of want to deep dive a little bit into it and see what's going on and how capitalism is affecting the music industry and how we as like fans of artists can help support them. So pretty much at its core, the music industry is a business, okay? Yes, it is about artists and their creativity and them sharing like a little part of themselves and their stories and whatever creative vision that they want to share. But it is also a business, it is a job, and it is how people make their income. Not just the artists make the income off of that, of course. There are the like music industry people, like the producers and the record labels and all that. So, yeah. We do know that the main goal for the corporate side of the music industry is profit. Although that might not actually be what the artist's goal is. Some artists literally make music just because they want to share something, they want to share what they're feeling, they want to talk about something through a song, they want to get a message across, or they just want to express themselves. But we know how sketchy record labels can be. Looking at Scooter, who was like the whole Taylor Swift fiasco, or Kesha, who had that horrible era. I don't want to get into detail. But yeah, a lot of celebrities have dealt with really bad experiences in the music industry, and it's definitely come out a lot more, and people are speaking up a lot more about it, and that's why so many people are becoming more so independent artists. But independent artists are still struggling because of how expensive it is to really do everything, especially without a team behind you. So when artists are involved with a record label, as an example, the record label is the one calling all the shots. They will limit what the artist is able to do, say, even where, who they're allowed to hang out with, stuff like that. They're very commercialized, and they're just gonna kind of manufacture this persona for the musician to portray. I've even seen it like in lots of media, like in television shows and stuff. Even Hannah Montana as an example, like she was completely pretending to be a different person. Like they're supposed to portray this image, and like they have to be perfect. They have to associate with the right people, and they can't get caught doing anything, and that's why they even have like, actually, this is like kind of connected to a different video I made when I was talking about media training. The video will be on the screen somewhere if you want to check that out. Because they do like media training. That way they know how to handle specific situations and like how to like defend themselves and protect themselves against everyone, honestly. So how is this affecting artists though and us? Like, what is the capitalism problem going on within the music industry? It's kind of broken into a couple categories. So we're going to start with artistic development. So it's when they're focused, like when the record label, when I say they, I'm talking about like the music industry, okay? Like those people. They're focusing so much on marketability, and they see the musicians as like a product, right? Like they are a brand. A great example is JoJo Siwa. Remember when she was marketing towards kids when she was with Nickelodeon? She was on this contract. She could only be in specific types of media. She could only wear certain things. She could only associate with certain people. She had to post specific content on social media, and she had to stick to her brand. She had to be child friendly. She had to wear bows. She had to be like upbeat and exciting. And then when she was out of that contract, you saw the shift, the change, when she decided, okay, I don't want to be seen as a kid anymore. I'm gonna do my whatever she was doing, whatever she's going through kind of era. And like, you know, she's trying to like branch out. She doesn't want to be stuck in like that brand she was stuck in for so long, because like now she's an adult. Even Miley Cyrus, when she left Disney Channel, she had to be Disney perfect, and Demi Lovato, they had to be Disney perfect as well. Like, you will see this a lot. Usually it is with like younger celebrities where they are stuck portraying a specific image and brand until their contract's over, and then they start doing different things, and then the audiences will either 100% support it and be like, oh my gosh, like this is who you've been the whole time, or they will be like, okay, well, what are you doing? This isn't you. Like, I miss the old you, stuff like that. But a lot of the times, the way you see them is not actually who they are. It's all just marketing. Another thing is investment decisions. So higher potential profits will drive labels to invest heavily in certain artists, but that also means that they will neglect the artists that aren't bringing in as much money. So if it's someone smaller, then they might not get marketed as heavily as someone as famous as like Taylor Swift, as an example. Like, you won't really see any promo for smaller artists. Music production, there are budget constraints. So obviously music is not cheap. It's expensive to make, it's expensive to produce. So they need to have tighter budgets for recording and production, which could affect the quality of the media that you are getting. And then someone could even be like an incredible artist, write great music, but if they're with a record label that maybe is a bit tighter on finances, or if maybe they're an independent artist, then they won't really have the funds to produce the highest quality media that they can. Section is standardization. So this is kind of when record labels and music production people will kind of focus solely on what's popular, or what they think will be popular. They'll work with like trend forecasters and see what's trending in media and like how they can market off of this. Like, maybe an artist wants to write a different kind of song. Like, maybe they want to write something more like sad and like, you know, emotional, but maybe that's not trending. And so then the music company would be like, okay, but you need to do like this bubblegum pop album like right now, because that's what's hot. We don't want you like singing about like your heartbreak. No, you need to sing about like having fun and living your life. So they are limited in like what the artist wants to write about for the sake of making them trendy. The next section is marketing and promotion. So obviously, as I mentioned, the celebrity, singer, artist, whoever is seen as a brand. They are a business. They need to stick to that. And that goes into social media. They need to be posting. They need to be like engaging with people. They need to have a team behind them. They need to be aware of what they're posting. They might have to limit what they're able to speak up on. Yeah, so like they really need to stick to like this persona that they're portraying, even online and in person, even on their time off. They need to be perceived in a specific way, and that's that. So that's kind of like the little businessy side of everything, because it is so manufactured and costly. Even like the artist in question can get swept up in all of that and just like really feel like that they are that persona. And that is something I've seen like some celebrities struggle with, is like the loss of their own identity, is because like they're forced to be this specific way, and like they have to conform to whatever the industry is telling them that they need to do, or they won't be successful. They won't have a family, a home, friends, anything. Like, it's kind of horrible. The second segment of this video is the impact of streaming music. So we didn't always have streaming, believe it or not, for you youngins out there. I'm a youngin too, honestly. I've always existed with like streaming, to be honest. But you know, there used to be more emphasis on vinyls, cassettes, CDs. There used to be a lot of different ways for artists to actually sell their music and make profit from their actual music themselves. But with streaming, they're not really getting as much money back that they originally were, because now it's not like a physical copy. Most people are just gonna download it on streaming, and then the artist will get some money from that, but it's like per stream. So every time like someone listens to it, they'll get a couple cents per stream, and then that just kind of builds up to their profit eventually. But it's not nearly as much as back when like records and stuff were really popular, and you would buy that and the money, a lot of it would go towards the artist. So yeah, the payment wise, it's kind of wonky for the artists in general. And then like, since like they're like record label is obviously going to take a profit of that as well, they're really not earning much. It's hard to make a sustainable living as like a newer artist. Like I have a friend who's actually trying to get into like making music. Like she wants to be a singer. She's been writing songs forever. And she just moved out to like Toronto to try to pursue that, but like it's expensive and like she can't make a living off of that. She still has to work like 2 part-time jobs and then pursue what she actually wants to on the side because it's so expensive. So with streaming as well, people are subscribing to the streaming like platform, you know, like you have like Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, whatever. Obviously like the record label, the music people, producers, whatever, they're gonna get a fair share of that. The artist gets some money from the streams. Okay. And that's why you start to see artists like record or I guess create. That's why you see artists create so many like variations of the same album, and then they're selling that album, whether it's like it's in a different color or has some bonus tracks, stuff like that, is because they're gaining more profit by selling the physical stuff opposed to just like the downloadable content. They will earn more money from that. Same with like the merchandise and stuff as well. Like those are the ways the artist is going to make more money opposed to just streaming, because streaming is not super profitable. Segment 3, the artist's dilemma. What do I mean? Well, it's kind of like the artist has 2 choices. Go the commercialization route or stay true to your vision. Both have consequences, both have pros and cons, and it kind of depends on what the artist really wants to gain at the end of the day. So there's artist integrity, which is where artists value authenticity and creative expression opposed to what's trendy and like what's gonna sell. They want like their feelings, their music to actually be that. Like they don't want it to be like limited. They want full creative expression. The next one is passion projects. I see a lot of people do this. It's just something that they're really passionate about. It's a message they want to spread. It's expensive, but they're happy with it. They're proud of it. Like as long as it can reach like one person and make a positive difference, then that's okay with them. Like they're not worried about that. And then there's the balancing act, which is when artists have to weigh the benefits of commercial success, like a wider recognition or financial securities, opportunities, and then the potential loss of their voice and identity. Like they have a choice, like, okay, maybe they will kind of be commercialized, but they still want to try and be their authentic selves, and they have to constantly fight between like how they're being perceived, who they are, and like what they want to be seen as. And then kind of fighting with like the industry as well and being like, I don't want to be like this. I still want like to be creative. I am the creative. Like let me be the creative. And then there's long-term versus short-term, which is when someone might prioritize like the short-term gains through like mainstream appeal, while others might want to invest like long-term, you know, like a slow build-up kind of situation where it's like Chappell Roan as an example. Honestly, she's been doing music for like 10 years now, right? And she didn't pack up. Like, it was like a slow rise to fame. Same even with like Sabrina Carpenter and Olivia Rodrigo, you know, like they're all really big now, but if you go back in time and look at like their progress, it has been something they've been working towards, and like they let it like slowly build up until they kind of got their names out there, opposed to people that just have like one goal and they're like, that's it, that's all I want. It's kind of like that. Segment 4, social media and the role it plays. Obviously, we know social media has definitely gotten very popular over the years. See my video on social media somewhere on the screen. But it's a way for artists to connect with their audience and promote their music and like get the word out there, you know? The only problem though is that, again, if they are expected to be their brand and like sell their image, then they gotta stick to that, and they're limited to interactions that they can have, who they can associate with, and then even if they want to do like sponsorships or deals, it has to be within like their brand image. So that can be kind of a problem. And then there's the problem with like scary fans on social media. Fandoms can be hardcore. They can really spam a celebrity or an artist They can try to leak information, they can try to stalk them, and it is pretty dangerous as well. So like social media safety is definitely something that is really important, whether you're an artist or not. And then of course they have to again invest money into promos and selling like their music and like paying for ads to get the music out there, you know? Kind of like in conclusion, I guess, is that like the music industry is definitely very capitalized for sure, but there are still like some independent artists out there, or even artists who are in a contract that still are trying to like produce what they want. And you know, we just need to kind of support the artists and not necessarily the music industry, I guess, is the best way to put it. So like, what are some ways I guess you could support an artist directly, especially someone independent where like you know your money is going towards them and not to like some greedy conglomerate kind of situation. Although keeping in mind that profits may go towards those places as well. Yeah, definitely like buying their merch directly from like the artist's website, because you know that's theirs. It's not some like bootleg. Even like buying the merch that's in the concert venue, not those like scalpers that are outside the venue selling their like printed t-shirts that they made. You want to buy stuff that's directly from the artists, and then even buying like hard physical copies of their like albums. That could be like the records or like CDs. I don't know if they still sell CDs, but if they do, then buy the CDs too. But yeah, just like directly buying stuff from their websites or at their concerts is definitely a big one. And then of course there's like attending live events, so like seeing them at a concert, seeing them at festivals, and then just giving positive feedback on their socials in general. Not like obsessive fan behavior, just like something nice. Like tag them in like the concert video you filmed and put on your story. You know, just like being nice and appreciating their work. Stream their music, and if they have like an independent platform for streaming, or if they have like other socials, definitely like support them through there. Buying tickets early, actually, that's another one. They do a lot of artists will have like pre-sales and stuff. That does help them out quite a bit, because that way they can kind of like plan for the future. But yeah, like pre-sale tickets and literally go into the concerts. Even if they're at like local community events, like maybe they're smaller artists that's like trying to get out there. Go to like the local fairs, or like help volunteer and like support them. And then of course like educating people about like fair practices. So that's like raising awareness about issues that affect the artist, like copyright issues and unfair wages, the bad treatment that they receive from the industry, as well as scary fans. And then like fan art and covers. Yeah, artists genuinely do like when they see their music being used in a positive way, or in a way that's really helped someone. And like if a song really connected to you, even just like sharing that, that's still pretty big. Yeah, like there's a lot of different ways you can support musicians and artists. Some cost money and some don't. Like it's free to like leave a comment on someone's like video or like rate or thumbs up their content. So yeah, pretty much don't give in to capitalism. Support the artists, not the industry, and don't be afraid to speak up about the ways stuff is impacting people, and know who you're supporting, where the money is going towards, and yeah, that's about all I can say. And also like don't be a scary stalker, because that's not cool. Let me know what your thoughts are on the music industry in my comment section below. I'm very curious to know what your thoughts are. Do you think the music industry has gotten a little too capitalized, or do you think it's fine the way it is? Or like just feel free to share some of your favorite like independent artists, or any artists in general you like. I'm always down to hear new music. I love every genre, like legitimately every genre. Like I will listen to metal, I will listen to pop, I will listen to country, like I will listen to everything, okay? I literally love all genres, so you know, maybe share some recommendations in the below comments. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!